Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're tackling something huge, one of the biggest emerging issues in business, the intense worldwide battle for talent and, the skills that really matter now. All right, so let's just jump right in. In a world this competitive, you'd probably think the main fight is for customers, right? Or maybe market share. But what the research is telling us is that there's been this profound shift. It turns out the real battle, the most critical competition, is now happening inside the company's own walls. The name of the game isn't just winning over customers anymore, it's about attracting and crucially keeping the very people who make the business tick. And that brings us to our first big idea here. The modern business world has become what experts started calling a fierce war for talent. And believe me, it's completely rewriting the rulebook for human resources. This phrase was coined way back in 1998, but it's gone from being just some consulting buzzword to the absolute reality for pretty much every company out there. It's the core belief that your people are your single greatest competitive advantage, period. And get this isn't just some HR memo. As this quote makes clear, the C-suite, we're talking CEOs, they now see managing people not as some background support task, but as a primary driver of the entire business. It's a core expectation. Now, what makes this whole thing so much crazier is globalization. It's a total double-edged sword, right? On one hand, it's great. You can hire amazing people from anywhere on the planet. But on the other hand, your best people can work for anyone, anywhere on the planet. And that makes holding on to them a massive, massive headache. Okay, so if everyone is fighting this war for talent, what's the actual problem on the ground? Well, it boils down to this: a huge and widening gap between the skills companies desperately need and the skills the workforce actually has. And this creates this really weird paradox, doesn't it? You see in the headlines, how can you have lots of people looking for work and at the same time tons of companies desperate to hire, but they just can't seem to connect? The answer is pretty simple, but it's a big one. A fundamental skills mismatch. Basically, the jobs of today and tomorrow have evolved way, way faster than our collective skill set has. And this right here, this is a perfect illustration of that shift. We all heard about STEM for years, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math. That was the whole focus. But now, the conversation is all about STEAM. And that A for arts, it's not just thrown in there to be cute. It's all about creativity, critical thinking, that out-of-the-box approach, the human-centric design skills you absolutely need to build the kind of digital products and experiences that people actually love to use. Okay, so things are already complicated. Now let's throw another massive variable into the mix, a major force that's both accelerating the skills gap while also, strangely enough, offering a solution: artificial intelligence. Yeah, the research really paints AI as this total double-edged sword in the talent war. It's somehow making the problem worse and providing the tools to solve it all at the same time. So on the threat side, AI is automating tasks left and right, which can make some job skills obsolete almost overnight. That forces this huge, urgent need to retrain people. And of course, it opens up a whole can of worms around tricky ethical questions like bias in hiring algorithms and employee privacy. But then you flip the coin. And on the opportunity side, HR teams are now using that very same AI to sift through mountains of data to find the absolute cream of the crop. It crafts perfect job descriptions, handles routine questions with chatbots, and all this frees up the humans to focus on what really matters: strategy. So you've got this global talent war, a giant skills gap, and AI shaking everything up. What's the move? How are the smartest companies responding? Well, they're throwing out the old HR playbook and adopting a completely new one. And at the core of this new playbook are what the sources are calling the 5 Rs. It's really a full life cycle approach, right? It's about resourcing and recruiting the right people, retaining them with new strategies, retraining them for what's coming next, and finally, restructuring the whole organization to stay agile. And here's a really key insight from all this: the old ways just don't cut it anymore. You can't just throw money at the problem. In this global market where your best people have endless options, a bigger paycheck just isn't the trump card it used to be. And a huge reason why: burnout. I mean, the numbers are just staggering. The data we're seeing points to a massive 76% of employees experiencing it. That's a huge red flag that people need more than just money to stay engaged. And that's why we're seeing the rise of this new concept, the healthy organization. It's a total shift in thinking. It's about prioritizing mental, physical, and social health right alongside financial performance. This isn't a perk anymore. It's a core retention strategy. It becomes the reason people choose to stay. So when you put it all together, the talent war, the skills gap, AI, these new retention malls, what you're seeing is a fundamental, ground-up transformation of what HR even is. I mean, just look at the evolution. Back in the 80s, HR was, well, it was the personnel department. It was administrative, kind of behind the scenes. Fast forward to today, and HR is a core strategic partner, sitting right there at the main table, making decisions that are absolutely essential for the company's survival. So here's the bottom line. Getting through this talent storm isn't just an HR problem. It's a mission for the entire company. And leading the charge is this new kind of strategic HR, which has become one of the most important ways a company can stand out and win. Which leaves us with one last big question to think about. In an age where incredible technology like AI is available to pretty much everyone, does that make a company's greatest asset the tech itself? Or do the unique, creative, brilliant people who know how to wield that tech become more valuable than ever before?